In this presentation, you will learn about the important questions for entrepreneurship management. First, let's go through the instructions. These are the important questions for entrepreneurial management. It is a 2-credit paper for 30 marks, which means the paper is for 1 hour. You may write the paper in your own words. Write the question numbers and the options A, B, C, etc. clearly in the margin provided. Write your answers neatly, leaving enough space if you want to come back and add in a few points later. Every new main question or sub-question should start on a new page. You will have the choice of answering any 2 main questions out of 3 main questions. Questions can be of 15 marks, which could be one long answer. Ideally, in this paper, I will ask you something which is entirely your point of view or your business idea. Or you will have theory long answers of 7.5 marks where you answer 2 questions each, which gives you a total of 15. So therefore 15 plus 15, whichever 2 questions you attempt, will give you 30 marks. One of the questions that could be asked are, firstly, who is an entrepreneur? So you'll define an entrepreneur. And then what are the characteristics of a successful entrepreneur? So a successful entrepreneur displays a unique set of personal, managerial, and leadership traits that enable him to identify opportunities and build sustainable business ideas or business ventures. The key characteristics include vision and creativity. The ability to foresee market trends, that means to judge what the market is going to do and develop innovative products or services. So come up with something innovative that will really boom in the industry or something that will really become very popular. One of the innovations was Uber, which was an online app which really took off very well. Risk-taking ability. Entrepreneurs take calculated risks and make bold decisions under uncertainty. You definitely do not know whether your business idea is going to work, but you are willing to take the risk. Decision-making skills. Entrepreneurs analyze situations and make quick yet rational, that means with common sense, decisions. Leadership and motivation. Entrepreneurs inspire and manage their teams effectively to achieve their business goals. Perseverance and determination. They remain resilient. That means no matter what the situation, they work together in the face of challenges and setbacks. Adaptability. Respond effectively to the changing market conditions as well as to new technologies. Self-confidence. They believe in their abilities and decisions, which are important for motivating other team members. Customer orientation. You have to focus on understanding and meeting the customer needs, because unless your customer wants the product, they're not going to purchase it from you. And your business will run only if your customers are interested and it fulfills their needs. For example, we have Elon Musk. You can use any other example. Okay, Elon Musk came up with Tesla and SpaceX, which demonstrates vision for the future, innovation, coming up with something new, and resilience. That means doing enough research in order to advance electric mobility and space technology. Types of entrepreneurs with suitable examples. So entrepreneurs can be classified based on ownership, innovation, and motivation. So you can put down a breakup of whatever you feel are the best types of entrepreneurs. I've just put down a few for you. Innovative entrepreneurs, where they introduce new ideas, products, or processes. For example, Steve Jobs, who introduced Apple. Imitative entrepreneurs, those who copy or adapt to what is already happening around them from the local market. For example, Ola, who replicated Uber's business model in India. Fabian entrepreneurs, who are very cautious and adopt changes only when necessary. Drone entrepreneurs, resistant to change, continuing with traditional methods. Social entrepreneurs focus on social value creation rather than profit. For example, Mohammed Yunus, who started Grameen Bank. Technopreneurs, who use technology and innovation to build startups. For example, Byju's, by Baiju Ravindran. Women entrepreneurs, women who initiate and operate businesses. For example, Kiran Mazumdar Shaw, Biocon. Now, I could ask you, what are the internal and external factors influencing entrepreneurial growth? Internal factors could include motivation and vision, desire for independence and achievement. You will have to elaborate these points. I've just put down small headers for you to understand what is required. Education and experience, skill set and business acumen acquired through learning. So they should be well educated. They should have some amount of business experience so that they can grow the business. Risk-taking capacity, willingness to bear uncertainty, and managerial skills, efficiency in planning, organizing, and controlling the resources. External factors could be the economic environment, availability of capital, which is money, demand from the market, and the market conditions at that point in time. Socio-cultural environment, social values, family background, cultural support. Technological environment, innovations happening at that time, research and development facilities, and access to digital tools. Political and legal framework, the government policies at that time. What are the norms for licenses? What are the taxes that are imposed by the government? Infrastructure, availability of transport, communication, and power to run machines. All these elements collectively shape the entrepreneurial ecosystem and determine success or failure of the entrepreneur. Role of technology in modern entrepreneurship could be another long answer. We know that technology has transformed the way entrepreneurs plan, operate, and scale or increase their business. Digital transformation, online platforms and apps help marketing, sales, and customer engagement. E-commerce growth helps global reach and efficient transaction. Automation and AI increases efficiency, reduces costs, and enhances productivity. Data analytics helps in understanding consumer behavior and decision making. Networking and collaboration, social media and digital tools enable partnerships and investor access. Fintech and digital payments simplify financial transactions and access to funding. Remote work and cloud solutions reduce overhead costings and increase flexibility. For example, startups like Zomato and Swiggy rely on AI-driven logistics and digital payment systems to operate effectively and efficiently. Digital marketing and its role in startup growth. So digital marketing helps build brand awareness online. It helps reach the target audience effectively. Digital marketing is cost-efficient promotion via social media, SEO, or email marketing. Digital marketing provides customer insights through analytics and helps increase sales and engagement. Please write details about these things. Key stages in launching a new venture. So if I ask you to write about a new venture that you are going to create, these are the key stages that I need to see. Idea generation, feasibility analysis, business plan preparation, legal registration, funding and resource arrangement, product development, marketing, and launch of the new venture. Financial support systems for startups in India. So let's look at some of the government schemes. Startup India, Mudra, Stand Up India institutions like SIDBI and NABARD. Investors, we have angel networks, venture capital, or you could go to crowdfunding, Keto and Kickstarter, or incubators or accelerators, T-Hub and NASCOM. Now, if I ask you about the government policies in promoting entrepreneurship in India, we have the Startup India initiative in 2016, which encourages innovation through tax benefits and simplified compliance, which means simplified rules. Make in India promotes manufacturing and investment opportunities within the country. Atmanirbhar Bharat encourages self-reliance through MSME support and credit access. Digital India expands digital infrastructure for startups and e-governance. Skill India mission develops entrepreneurial and vocational skills. MSME schemes, credit guarantee fund, cluster development programs. Ease of doing business reforms, simplified company registrations, the process has become easier, GST implementation. These initiatives create a favorable ecosystem for innovation, funding, and business sustainability. Now, if I ask you about what are the financial support systems for startups in India? So there are various government schemes, Startup India initiative, which I told you about just now, tax exemptions, easier compliance, Mudra loans under Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, Stand Up India scheme for SC, ST and women entrepreneurs, financial institutions, SIDBI, I've given you the full form, and NABARD for rural entrepreneurship, incubators and accelerators, support from institutions like NASCOM, T-Hub and IIT incubators, venture capital and angel investors, firms like Accel and Indian Angel Network provide equity funding, crowdfunding platforms like Keto and Kickstarter help raise public funding. These financial supports help startups access, that means get capital, also get mentorship or help, and market opportunities. Now let us look at the key stages of launching a new venture. Idea generation, I had given you the pointers earlier, a little more detailing. Identifying unmet needs or problems in the market. Feasibility study, accessing technical, financial, and market viability. Business plan preparation, outlining goals, strategies, and operational plans. Legal formalities, registering the business, obtaining the license, and fulfilling tax requirements. Raising funds, acquiring capital through savings, investors, or loans. Product development, designing and testing the product or service. Marketing and launch, promoting and introducing the product to target customers. Management and growth, continuous improvement and expansion of the business. Role of women entrepreneurs in India. What are the challenges and the opportunities? Or what are the roles and contributions? Women entrepreneurs contribute significantly to employment generation and innovation in diverse fields such as textiles, beauty, and technology. Examples include Falguni Nair, Naika, and Vandana Luthra, VLCC. From opportunities point of view, growing digital platforms and e-commerce markets, government incentives, funding for women-led enterprises, access to education and networking platforms. The challenges: lack of access to finance and collateral, societal and cultural constraints, balancing work and family responsibilities, limited mentorship and business networks. So even though there are many challenges, women entrepreneurship is rising as a key driver of India's inclusive growth. Managing risks and uncertainties in business. So how do you do that? By conducting market research, diversifying the number of products and services, maintaining financial reserves as backup, use insurance and hedging, develop contingency plans, regular performance reviews. Now, I could ask you a question about how to develop a business and give me the SWOT analysis. So you'll explain the business development steps and then you will explain to me the SWOT analysis. I've given you an example of a food delivery startup. So the strengths could be there is high demand for food and easy app access. So you can enlist yourself on Swiggy or Zomato. Weaknesses, there is high competition and high delivery costs. Therefore, the product could be expensive, could be challenging. Opportunities, growing online food marketing. There's a demand and therefore there is opportunity. However, there are threats. Market could saturate or there may be regulatory concerns, changes, rules that have to be followed. So you need to explain this to me in detail for this particular answer. I've also given you an example for the 15-mark answer, which is a very, very long answer. Startup plan example. And I've given you the example of eco-pack solutions, sustainable packaging alternatives to reduce plastic waste. So firstly, you'll give me the concept. Develop biodegradable packaging from agricultural waste like sugarcane or cornstarch. Target industries, food delivery, retail, and FMCG. Target audience, eco-conscious brands, restaurants, and consumers preferring sustainable options. All these have to be in greater detail. Okay, for the pitch, solves the environmental issue of plastic pollution, offers cost-effective biodegradable solutions, creates employment for rural producers. Investment plan, you have your initial capital of whatever amount you want to put in. So I've written here 20 lakhs, which are part of my own savings as well as angel funding. How will I use the funds? 40% for research and development, 30% manufacturing setup, 20% marketing, 10% working capital for everyday expenses. Revenue model will be B2B, that means business to business sales and retail packaging solutions. Expected return on interest is 20% growth in the first year and profitability by the third year. Vision will be to make eco-friendly packaging the mainstream alternative in India. Wishing each one of you all the very best. Do well in your exams. Thank you for watching the presentation. Do like, share, subscribe, and leave your comments about this presentation or any other topic you would like to learn more about.